Good morning. Thank you for joining me and thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. My name is Claire Chilvers and I do a daily tarot reading, picking 2 cards from the tarot or sometimes energy cards and giving you a message to help you through your day. If you haven't been here before, please do like and subscribe my channel and then you'll get the notifications come up every morning when I post these online. Okie doke. So today is Monday the 24th of October and we're right in the middle of 2 very big changes in our astrological world. We've just started Scorpio season, which generally does mean that we've got lots of inner work or transformational energies coming along. And then tomorrow we've got a new moon partial solar eclipse, which can be seen in the UK and I think across Asia and Siberia, if you're in Siberia tomorrow and want to check it out. But I'm afraid it's not going to be in America or Australia, so hopefully you'll be able to see it online instead. So when we get solar eclipses and lunar eclipses, it usually means that it's a time of change. So we're on the just coming up to that. Some times of big changes. So are there any changes coming in your life? Are you noticing things are uncertain, transforming? Let's see what these cards say today and what messages they can give us to help us if we are going through that, because change can be a little bit scary sometimes. Not everybody's, oh, there we go. So it's Scorpio season and we've got the Death card. Death is actually associated with Scorpio. All the major tarot cards have either linked to a planet or a star sign. And, you know, this is exactly what I've just been saying. We are in Scorpio season and I feel like we are being plonked into Scorpio season as if to say, get on with that. You know, I'm in the UK, we've got, I think most countries around the world are laughing at our governments at the moment in chaos and everything is changing. We haven't got a prime minister at the moment. So, you know, on a collective level around my country, there is a huge amount of uncertainty and change and very obvious endings. But also on a personal level that you may actually feel that too. Death isn't a card to be feared because it is just part of natural life. When you think in your garden, I'm a very keen gardener, and in the autumn and winter, all my plants die down and, you know, you don't see them. A lot of them are under the ground, but I'm not scared because that's happened. You know, when my apple tree loses all its leaves, that's just the natural cycle of life. And I know that, you know, with a little bit of time, it's all gonna, you know, new life will be coming out again and my garden will be full of colour. And that's us, you know, we're part of nature as well. Unfortunately, as much as people fear death, it is natural and it is part of us. But death doesn't mean an actual death. It just signifies that kind of energy when something changes and can never kind of go back. And that can happen if you've been made redundant, if you've ended a relationship recently. You may find that your children have just left home and gone off to university and you're suddenly rattling around the home on your own. There's 100 reasons why death would signify what you're going through at the moment, but doesn't actually mean death, okay? But one thing I would like to note on this card, and it's a really pretty card as far as death cards go, the lady is laying there and the light is going straight to her. And there's little butterflies floating around in that light. Butterflies are a sign of transformation. Butterflies are a very good example of something that, you know, crawls up in a ball, sits dormant for a little while and then comes out as a beautiful creature, much like my plants in the garden and much like us sometimes when we do have an ending, we retreat, we go inward, we lick our wounds if necessary, but we do emerge again, just like the butterflies. So I do feel this Scorpio season, combined with the energies of this eclipse season that starts tomorrow, but then goes through to the lunar eclipse on the 8th of November. So it's a few weeks of change. And we can sit there and fear it, you know, we can concentrate on this character standing over us, the Grim Reaper, or we can concentrate on the light and the butterflies. Choice is yours. It's the same as everything. Your mind can control how you deal with that situation. And let's see what other cards. I'm going to pick a different pack of cards now. For whatever reason, I haven't done this before. I usually stick to the same pack, but I just felt drawn to using two different packs. So that first pack was my Crystal Vision cards, and these are my Muse Tarot, which are a very creative and funky looking cards. Actually, I know there's a few people that use these quite regularly. Melanie, I know that you do if you're watching this, and I love watching your posts as well with all these cards on. So let's see what card we've got to accompany Death. Okay, we've got the Empress. Now, I really feel, as I'm looking at this card, it came up recently. I used this pack and this card came up, and I'd forgotten how beautiful it was. But I'm drawn to the fact that all the planets are in this card, and there's this golden light radiating from her heart chakra. And I feel that that is just that message from the universe that, yeah, we are plonking you in a really transformational time. The universe, you know, we're looking at all these planets, I wouldn't say planets colliding, but just planets shaking up us and everything in our world. And I really feel that Empress is a very powerful message about self-care. Now, if you investigate about the solar eclipse, the partial solar eclipse that's happening tomorrow, it is signifying that it's quite a gentle energy, and it's really advising you to just be really gentle with yourself over this very transformational time. Of course, when we are dealing with stuff, yeah, things can be a little bit out of the ordinary, and we can forget to take care of ourselves. If you've got a lot going on, you might think, oh, do you know what, I haven't cooked dinner for 3 days. I know I've did that recently. Sadly, my sister passed away. I know I've sort of mentioned it quite a lot in these videos over the last few weeks since I started. And it shakes your world up because you don't do anything you'd normally do. And that's the same. So if you lose your job, all of a sudden you may not be getting out of bed at the same time, or skipping breakfast, or not really looking after yourself, or maybe you know, if you're in a breakup, you're having a few drinks at the end of the night just to sort of, well done, I got through the day, and then that's becoming a bit of a habit, and you're maybe not looking after yourself in that respect. So there's lots of different ways where I feel this Empress is reminding us, yes, sometimes life is tough, but it will be a lot tougher if we are not healthy and taking care of ourselves. Okay, so that can be our mental health or our physical health, or also the fact that, you know, the Empress is a mother, symbolises mothers, and how often do they ask for help? You know, oh, do it, get out the way. I'm terrible at that as well. But, you know, you may have a whole house full of people that could help you, but just know not to ask because you want to do it all yourself. Or you might be at work and it'll be like, oh no, she'll get on with it, she'll manage. And maybe you can't manage. Maybe you're just dealing with too much at the moment. So I really feel there's a message there about speaking up and being very vocal. I would say, if you put yourself in the position of, if what's happening to you was happening to your friend or somebody that you love, your partner, what advice would you give them? Would you say, you know what, get an early night, you're exhausted, get some rest, there's, you know, cook them a dinner or something, and take that advice yourself and do it for you? Because we're all great at giving out advice, me included, sitting here and passing on these messages, but I feel very linked to these messages too, and I feel that actually this resonates an awful lot with me at the moment, and, you know, all the things that I am having to deal with, dealing with probate. It's a very extraordinary world that you get kind of plonked into. So I do really feel for you if you're going through something similar in your world, that suddenly you're having to deal with all sorts of stuff you've never had to deal with before. So please do take care of yourself. These are two major cards. I feel they're messages from the universe to say, we know you're going through a lot, look after yourself, it will all be okay. And as we transform and move through this Scorpio season and eclipse season, we may well get quite a lot more of these major cards coming out. So come back tomorrow and let's see what comes out for us tomorrow when we have our partial solar eclipse shining down on us. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Again, please do like and subscribe my channel. I've only been here a couple of weeks and it's really making my day when I see I get an extra subscriber. And put a comment in the comments and I always do my best to reply to them as soon as possible. But I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Bye for now.